went through your mind when you realized that you were entering into the draft and you're...
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson welcoming you to the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm joined by the Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Tonight, it'll be the New York Knicks going up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, this is a team they played pretty well against last season, going 3-1. They'll look to keep that edge tonight.
Welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke, our game analysts, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Maybe too soon to start talking about this, Doris, but we see some young teams getting blown out. Clearly they're in rebuild mode. At what point do you start to focus on player development versus winning games?
You know, this is such a tough organizational issue because you have to balance the priority of giving your young talent an opportunity to get the repetition necessary in a playing environment in a competitive situation versus we owe a commitment to our fans to win and win at a high level because they're paying the ticket prices and ultimately, you know, playing a part in our success. So I think some of this has to be, where are we at the midway point? Are we legitimately in playoff contention, or is it time to now focus on our player development? This is an organizational decision that has to happen organically over 82 games.
And you know what losing does to a culture? It can disintegrate a culture.
No, it's a great point. You do not want young players to get comfortable with losing. You are so right about that, Kevin.
A look at the starting group for the Magic. Peyton is out there with Wells, and there's Gordon, and it's DJ, and it's Isaac in at the 3, the small forward. And that replay brought to us by Under Armour. Another Unleash Chaos moment. One of the more exciting plays in basketball. For Orlando, they won their last contest, that game against the Hornets in Charlotte.
I tell you what, how efficient they were at scoring the basketball, especially for an away game, that was impressive.
Yeah, I don't think it's ever easy playing on the road, obviously. But that night, they were really in rhythm, shot the ball with such ease and confidence.
Yes, that goes in. DJ's got his second basket.
I'll tell you, he's got a good grasp of low post offense. DJ doing work in the interior.
They set the pick. Porzingis kicks to Anthony. Porzingis against Gordon. 5 to shoot, and that's good. Kristaps Porzingis for 3. Porzingis has got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Porzingis can do on the offensive end of the floor, you see why he is so dangerous, right? He's got a great perimeter shot. He's got unbelievable size and a great release point. And he has good control over the basketball, can put it on the deck and create for himself or his teammates. That's a lot to offer. I tell you, as good as he is at the line, it allows him to invite contact when he's down low.
The dish now to Carmelo. Here in the first quarter with about 2 minutes gone by. Isaac misses. And Porzingis, who is well on his way to being one of the bigger stars in the NBA. You know, Doris, he can handle the ball well as he won the skills competition. You saw it at the 2017 All-Star game.
Yeah, and I think if you were watching the Knicks during the regular season, it didn't surprise you. Porzingis is a guy who knows how to get some space with his jab step and his dribbling ability. His vision is improving, and to me, it looks like he has the ability to be an elite playmaking big at some point.
And that one's good, DJ. DJ's got 8.
Boy, you get a chance to get behind the defense, and DJ makes his move, able to cash in on the break.
Here's Ntilikina. An 11-point game for him in the win against Washington.
And he was aggressive in how he played on the defensive side of the floor, notching 3 steals on the game.
Up again. Great positioning on the putback.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Looking at the Knicks, they took the win in their last game against Washington.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, I thought the opponent's defense just never showed up.
I mean, you'd have to question their effort, Greg. They did a great job at penetrating and kicking out. The defense simply wasn't up to the task.
The Knicks shooting their first free throws of this game.
And team stats last season, 74% shooting, so some numbers that they can definitely improve upon.
Catching up on the changes for New York. Franklin's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Noah comes in for Porzingis. Teodosic is checked in for Jeremy Lamb. And Farrell subbed in for Ntilikina. For Orlando, they have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
Yeah, and fairly decent a season ago, about 77% from the line.
I think part of what makes DJ special, guys, is his commitment to the game, right? He wants to be the best player he can.
Here's Farrell, guarded by Rogers. Farrell passes to Noah, makes it off the glass. Noah's got his first points in this one.
How about the power and the strength? Go ahead, flex those muscles, Joakim Noah. No one man is enough to stop you.
Oh, taking it to the rack with power.
And hammering down the two-hand slam. We've got 1:13 left to play in the first quarter. Anthony with the screen on Anderson. Teodosic, the pass to Anthony. Inside, Franklin. That's in there. Anthony with the assist.
You know, you love your star players making others better, and Melo with the vision there.
And DJ throws it down.
And how about breaking out the Statue of Liberty on that dunk?
A nice way to pad that lead a little more. You're right. Here's Teodosic. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Moving it up. Here's Anderson. Can't hit from 12. Knicks trail by 7. Farrell for 3. And it's DJ with the rebound. And now Orlando on the break. DJ with the ball. It's not going to go for him. New York's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Right wing, back to Anthony. Noah the screen. Teodosic the pass to Noah. Anthony down low over Anderson, and Anthony gets it to go on the assist by Noah.
I'd say not much to be done about that. You can play perfect defense, and Melo is still going to drain it on you.
DJ getting it done for Orlando. He totaled 14 points in the quarter. He's given them all the offense they need right now. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And a whole new group out on the floor right now for the Knicks. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Porzingis and Hernan Gomez are together down low. Teodosic out there with Ntilikina, and it's Lamb in at the 3. That's the 5 for New York right now. And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Hornets was tremendous. He finished with 36 points and played tremendous defense as well, really causing havoc on both ends of the floor. He flat out dominated. The other team threw waves of defenders at him, but nobody could slow him down. He'll be looking to carry that effort into tonight's game. Kevin?
Okay, David, no doubt he'll have the defense focused on him here after that stunning game last time out.
You better believe it. He'll be looking at double teams, guys up in his jersey all game long.
I think that's the way this guy likes it. He wants a challenge. It makes him more focused, more determined to show what a force he can be.
Payton in the corner from outside the arc. It's rebounded by New York. Doris, when you watch Porzingis on the defensive end of the floor, it's just jaw-dropping. The ground he can cover and the way he challenges at the rim can change the way a team chooses to attack him.
I agree, because he provides so much in terms of rim protection and weak side help. It's a huge boost to any defense. This guy can be one of the best shot blockers in the league, does an incredible job switching with his length and speed.
And nobody, guys, among the defenders stepping up to challenge him on that drive to the 10.
And, Greg, he says, thank you very much, and sails in for the flush.
Yeah, they may have gotten the feeling he would dish it off, but he had a surprise for them.
And the wing jumper is offline from DJ. There's 47 seconds left in the first half of basketball. Here's Ntilikina, covered by Payton. 6 to shoot. Fades. Porzingis can't hit.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
Here's Gordon. Unable to get that one. Nice D from Porzingis. Over in the corner, Lamb. Screen by Porzingis. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
No, I didn't either. I thought his feet were moving. It was close, but he was still sliding in just a bit.
5 seconds left to play in the first half. For 3, Gordon. He can't get that one to fall. And so that's the end of the first half. Magic lead by 11. And don't go away. After the break, we'll see you right back here for the start of the third quarter. And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, anything can happen. You look at DJ in this game, he's been everywhere.
I mean, he was prolific in that first half. You know it's coming, but it's just so tough to stop.
And this is what he does, right, Greg? He's out there to score the basketball, and throughout that first half, he dominated.
And so in the game for the Magic, DJ out there with Aaron Gordon. Then there's Elfrid Payton. Then there's Wells. And it's Isaac in at the 3. And Doris, you've spoken in the past about the art form of drawing a foul. Who are some of the best players that you've seen in executing that?
Well, I think the preeminent guy at this point would have to be James Harden, right? And this guy specializes in the and one, the 3-shot opportunities from 3. And listen, that is part of the game, and we do not want to take that aspect away, right? Because and ones have always been a part of the game. What we need to evaluate is at what point does a shot attempt begin versus those guys who are throwing themselves, or in James Harden's case, sometimes grabbing the arm of the defender and creating a foul where none existed before.
He's been very clever in perfecting that, and I give him credit because he has taken what's given and really exploited it.
It might become known if they make a change as the Harden rule, Kevin.
You're right. It probably will be. Time call here. The Knicks decide to talk it over.
It seems a little to me like the mystique of this building that the Knicks call home can be overwhelming at times, right? So many great games played here, perhaps the most iconic floor in all the NBA.
Outside, Porzingis. Here's Anthony, and it's Anthony with the jam.
And that was a nice find by KP. Saw the open man. He was on time, on target with the pass. Perfect.
And with this mecca of basketball, there certainly have been more than a few incredible moments that played out in front of these fans. Doris, growing up a Knicks fan as you have, what great moments stick out to you most in this terrific building?
Well, there's so many to choose from, whether it was Allen Houston's floater in the lane, Willis Reed coming out of the tunnel to play in Game 7, or, of course, Patrick Ewing leading the Knicks to the NBA Finals in 1994.
Here's Ntilikina, covered by Payton. Expanding his range, Ntilikina can't hit.
Tough start to the second half, just 1 for 5. Wow.
Pass to Isaac. The 17-footer. And that's good off the glass that time. DJ's got 8 here in the quarter.
Just impressed with the teamwork out there, setting the table for one another.
Hernangomez in the corner. And he throws it down hard with one hand.
I love the fact that Ntilikina is skilled at being a ball mover. He's got a pass-first mentality, and that's winning basketball.
And it'll be Orlando with their first time out of the game right here. A different look for New York. Franklin's checked in for Hernangomez. Yogi Ferrell comes in for Lamb, and it's Wright in for Ntilikina. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Biombo, he's checked in for Aaron Gordon. Justin Anderson comes in for Isaac. Evan Fournier's checked in for Wells. And Rogers subbed in for Elfrid Payton. You think back to how Jeff Hornacek was as a player. Doris, you see that same demeanor on the sidelines.
Well, what you're talking about there, Kev, is sort of that gritty, no-nonsense, tough-minded approach. What Jeff Hornacek was as a player, he certainly displays similar attributes as a coach.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for the Knicks.
And when you're riding on the upper end of the conference like these guys are, you usually have an excellent distribution of how and where you get your points. And these guys have a very effective offense, getting it done inside, outside, and from mid-range as well.
Joakim Noah, he's checked in for the Knicks. DJ kicks to Fournier, taken away by Anthony. Poked away. Dishes it to DJ. Well-timed pass, and he goes straight to the bucket for the layup. DJ's got 13 points here in the second half alone. Knicks trail by 20. We've gone about 3.5 minutes into the third now. And the shot is good, dropping in off the front of the rim. Franklin's got 6.
And because of his size, that's a difficult shot to contest.
Almost unguardable, you could say, Greg. Skilled at holding the ball so high, defenders can't get to it.
Noah with the block.
Well, Joakim Noah making his presence felt on the defensive end.
Noah the screen. Fournier against Wright. Back to Ferrell. Shot clock at 6. Launches it. No good that time. And it's the Magic taking it the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Miami to take on the Heat. And that game will be 4 out of 5 on the road for the team. Here's Anthony. And it's DJ with the rebound. DJ's got his 7th rebound here tonight.
I'll tell you, his inconsistency not helping their cause at all.
Knicks trail by 18. Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Ferrell passes to Noah. Kicks to Carmelo. Over Anderson. And Anthony gets it to go. 8 points for him.
You know, his whole career from Syracuse to the NBA, Melo has always been dynamite in the mid-range.
And so it's the Orlando Magic with a sizable lead as the quarter wraps up. They're ahead 16 points. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Magic leading by 16. Teodosic out there with Ferrell. Then it's Anthony. Then there's Noah. And it's Franklin in at the 5. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Isaac drops in the tray. Isaac's got the first points up on the board here in the 4th for Orlando. New York with the ball. Teodosic, the pass to Carmelo. And Anthony gets double teamed. Lets it go with a 3. Teodosic, no good. Well, Orlando's shooting has been outstanding in this game at 58%. And so he earns a trip to the line. Official saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Doris, as we know, you were born in New York, grew up in New Jersey, lots of basketball talent in those areas. Who were some local players who influenced you early on?
Well, 1983 is the year the Philadelphia 76ers won the NBA championship, and that team was the epitome of cool, Kevin, right? You had the masterful doctor, the power of Moses Malone, but you know who I tried to emulate? Mo Cheeks.
No kidding.
Yeah, the steady, heady point guard who could make big shots and come up with a timely steal. I couldn't be the doctor. I couldn't fly like the doc, so Mo Cheeks is my guy.
They have been board dominant in this game. That's definitely been a factor in crafting this huge lead.
Now, here's DJ. Tight defense on him, and the basket is good. DJ's got... ...32 points in the game.
Well, guys, his scoring has been maybe the biggest factor in building this lead, and he's got plenty of energy left.
New York calls timeout. And All-Star Week, a fan favorite certainly. But, Doris, I've heard you say on more than one occasion you'd love to see a 3-on-3 competition.
Kevin, I think if you're trying to learn the game of basketball, putting yourself in a situation to play 3-on-3 is one of the greatest ways you can do that.
1:44 left in the fourth quarter. Gordon dishes to DJ. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. That's on Joakim Noah.
Ooh, one of the most reliable ways to get a defender in a bad spot. Just use that up fake. How good does DJ sell it?
So for the Knicks, Hernan Gomez is checked in for Noah. Anthony comes in for Teodosic. And Jeremy Lamb subbed in for Wright.
And this is what the coaches want to see more of from Willie, attacking the rim with big-time attitude.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for the Magic.
Their hard work on the glass paid off.
I tell you what, they're both excellent rebounding teams, and it was a tough battle underneath all game. And I think ultimately that earned the W.
And so with this, they'll end up with their second win on the year.
And they'll take the win tonight, setting the tone in the first matchup of this 4-game season series.
The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for DJ.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Looking at who's out there now for the Knicks. Franklin's checked in for Hernan Gomez. Noah comes in for Porzingis. Teodosic is checked in for Anthony. And it's DeLon Wright in for Ntilikina. Time called here. The Knicks decide to talk it over. They trail by 18. 1:14 left in the fourth quarter of this one. And now we get the chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, DJ.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Well, to come in here facing a hostile crowd and have a game like he's had, that's what separates the good players from the great players. $1:14 left in the fourth quarter. Now here's Lamb. He's covered by Anderson. And Lamb kicks to Franklin. Right outside. Noah with a screen on Rodgers. Here's Wright. And 2 free throws coming up. Unable to get that one to go with all the contact. And he knocks down the first one. Second free throw, no good.
Listen, it's only one miss, but it hurts all the same as they try to cut into this lead.
DJ kicks to Fournier. He dishes it to DJ. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
Boy, some strong arm work inside gets DJ to the line. Good to see him getting physical in the low box.
Allen's checked in for Jeremy Lamb. And both free throws good for DJ. 43 seconds left in the game. Rodgers against Wright. Pass to Teodosic. Noah the screen. From outside off the mark. And that one's good, DJ. DJ's got 40 points.
I'll tell you, when you're the visiting team, it can be hard to maintain focus, but not tonight.
No, I think that they've been locked in during this game. They didn't let the opposing crowd get to them at all. This has been pure domination.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Great production offensively tonight. How did you find some rhythm?
All right, David, great job. Thanks so much. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in. So long.
Have played sports all around the world in different countries. So do you feel like you've gotten some advantages from playing in so many different styles?
You actually get better because for me, I experienced.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome to 2K Sports. I'm your host, Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, and so is the Big Diesel, Shaquille O'Neal. In a few moments, we'll be sending you out to Miami as the Heat go up against the Orlando Magic. Well, for Orlando, a win tonight would make it 3 victories in their first 4 games of the season. That would be a nice little run to start the year.
It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Glad you're here with us tonight for this Monday night presentation.
Ready to go?
With Brent Barry and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan, and David Aldridge will be joining us on the sideline as well. Last outing for Orlando, they won that game against the Knicks in New York. And they put it all together in that game. It added up to a phenomenal win.
And we all know in a hostile environment, always tough, but they were the better team on that night.
And a very good all-around effort here, and that's what you need to win on the road.
We got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. So on the floor for Orlando, we've got Isaac, Fournier out there with Rogers. Then there's Gordon, and it's DJ in at the 5 down low. Now here's Dragic. Boy, he just disappeared against Indiana, and they really needed him. The new year getting ramped up, always a roller coaster ride, which is fun. Brent, have you ever been on a team that, say, started slowly, then really turned it on late, or the other way around?
Well, I've been on teams that started slowly and finished slower, Kevin, if that helps you out at all. That's no fun.
That's not good.
Yeah, no fun whatsoever. A little bit of both throughout 14 years of playing experience in the NBA, Kevin, and it's just interesting. This is why coaches are so often talking about asking for players to be on the roster that give you consistent effort and to try to stay as even-keeled as possible, whether things are going well or your team is performing poorly. You know there's still a standard at which you want each of your guys to perform at and consistently give you that effort. Such a big bonus to have a big guy that can step up to the free throw line and knock down shots. So many guys struggle from there.
Right side a screen. Dragic the pass to Waiters. Off the screen. That one's in, his first bucket of the game. He's 1 for 2.
A beautiful timing on that play. Waiters reaches into his bag of tricks and makes a slick move on the pick and roll.
Now in the scoring column with that deuce. 1 for 2 this game.
Well, that's a healthy make there after missing their first 4 shots. 1 of 5, not what they wanted, but they're on the board.
Let's send it over to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Eric Spoelstra. David?
Well, Kevin, I asked him what the strategy was offensively, and he said, look, we want to avoid having to take so many outside shots. They want to exploit what he described as a mismatch inside. He said, we have the talent down low to make things very difficult on those guys, and we're going to use it. Kevin?
Thank you, David. Here are the Magic now, following the miss by Hassan Whiteside. And it's blocked by Whiteside.
Well, those kind of shots should come with a warning label. Caution, Hassan Whiteside is around. He's simply one of the best shot blockers in the league.
That is really good work there on the offensive glass.
Here's Dragic. Here in the first, just under 2.5 minutes played so far. Right side a screen. Dragic dishes to Waiters. Winslow with it. 11 points for him in that last game against Indiana. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. And he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And the foul goes against Orlando.
Well, once his team got Whiteside the ball that close to the bucket, the defense is absolutely at his mercy.
And mostly with Whiteside on the offensive end, he's there to clean up the misses, finish a play with a dunk.
And the footwork of Whiteside continues to improve. He does a really good job of shielding the ball when stepping through towards the rim and gets himself in great position to collect lobs when the guys on the perimeter find some space in the gaps. And that's a huge target to throw the ball up to.
And here we go, DJ heading to the basket.
Yeah, his shot just doesn't seem to be synced up right now. Here's hoping he finds it soon because his team is really going to need that production tonight.
Now here's Waiters. 17 points for him last game against Indiana. Got a piece of it.
That block right there, all about persistence. DJ staying with his man and playing terrific high-energy D.
Offensive rebound. Count that one from Isaac.
And this is what happens when you fail to block out.
Defensive rebounding just as important as causing the miss in the first place.
Here's Johnson. His last outing, he had 18 points. And the jam by Whiteside.
Well, I would say that's as high percentage as you're going to get from Hassan Whiteside. He really takes off on those dunks.
And DJ throws it down.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. The Heat trail by 3. There's 53 seconds left to play here in the first. And here we go. Fast break. Payton's got it. And Payton throws it down.
Yeah, love watching Isaac find the open teammate. Has great floor awareness out there and just knows when one of his guys has a clean look.
Now here's Waiters. Jumper off the screen. They grab their own miss. Whiteside. They shoot again. And the layup is up and in. Whiteside's got 5.
And they have a narrow edge here in rebounding early on, and you wonder what kind of a role that's going to play moving forward.
A 3 ball. Here's Williams. And the layup's good off the glass.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Johnson against Payton. Here's Johnson. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Here's Waiters. No good from 11 feet. And that concludes the first quarter of play. Orlando out in front, up by 5. Back after this from the American Airlines Arena. And forward James Johnson battled his way back into the league after...
I play the game how it's supposed to be played. I play offense.
That's exactly the kind of hard-nosed, old-school attitude that coaches just love.
Kevin, and so do his teammates. I mean, a guy like that brings out...
And the Heat with some changes. Whiteside's checked in for Adebayo. Winslow comes in for Johnson. And it's Dragic in for Johnson. Orlando making some changes. And so in the game for the Magic, Rogers is out there with Evan Fournier. Then it's DJ. Then it's Aaron Gordon. And it's Isaac in at the small forward. And it's good, 2 points.
Not sure if physically you can put Whiteside's game in a nutshell. A guy who hustles and tracks down hard rebounds and then turns them into easy points for his team.
Okay, well, let's go down to David Aldridge for a report from the sideline.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Knicks was outstanding. He scored 40 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. His numbers were off the charts. He was unguardable, and he knew it, and he took advantage of it. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks for checking in, D.A. He was phenomenal for them in that game. It was fun to watch.
And not just fun for us, but it had to be fun for him as well. Everything was working, and he just seemed to enjoy and embrace every minute of it.
And I love having fun, but fun comes at a cost, and that cost is work and effort. So let's not get too far away from that tonight. He was a workhorse in this one.
Here's Waiters. It's in and hoping this is the start of a new trend, 2 for 8 now from the field.
Interesting thing about Waiters, no matter how many All-Stars he's playing with, he still feels like he can be the best scorer on the court at times. When the guy is capable of so many things like that on the offensive end, anytime you lose sight of him, he's got a huge advantage.
Brent, you played briefly with the Heat. What was it like coming to this team mid-season and getting to play with a player who is revered by Miami fans in Alonzo Mourning?
Well, the thing that I always thought about with Alonzo Mourning was the intensity with which he played with, and to watch his approach both in practice and in his preparation to get ready for big-time basketball was the most impressive part of having an opportunity to suit up with a Hall of Famer in Alonzo Mourning.
And Whiteside sends it back. And here's Winslow. And the foul called on DJ. That's foul number 2 for him.
Well, there are good fouls, and then there's those fouls. That's not a good one. Limits himself on defense, and he can't nearly be as physical for the rest of the period.
Marjanovic checked in for the Magic. Here's Whiteside. It's deflected, and they'll keep possession. Dragic gets the bucket. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the second quarter. To the inside. And it's Whiteside, that time on the assist by Dragic. Dragic has got his 3rd assist on the night. And out of bounds as the Heat gain possession.
Some turnovers necessary. That one, not so much.
We've got 28 seconds left to play in the first half. Pass to Waiters. Six on the shot clock. Back to Dragic. Lets a floater go. Here's Whiteside. Lays it up off the glass. Whiteside's got 6 here in this quarter.
Well, once the ball gets to Whiteside that close to the basket, he knows what to do with it.
And the first half comes to a close. We've got a close game going on here. Heat lead by 4. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks, Kevin. Coach, how does the defense you're playing impact your offense?
Okay, David, much appreciated. And now time for halftime. So we'll be back in just a bit to get the third quarter underway. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. You look at Hassan Whiteside in this game. Guys, he's everywhere.
Yeah, the rebounding, particularly on the offensive side, as good as it gets. He was bringing the effort down low.
Yeah, those extra possessions, considering how hard it can be sometimes to find offense, become invaluable.
Waiters and Winslow are the wings. Whiteside is out there with Harrell, and it's Dragic in at the 1 spot. It's the group on the 4 for Miami. Brent, the last team you played for, the Houston Rockets. Your dad, your older brother John, also played for the Rockets. What's this connection between the city of Houston and the Barry family?
I've asked them that same question in Houston, and I even talked to Daryl Morey about putting a Barry graveyard across the street where it is that all 3 of us, our career had ended. I'd love to see a tombstone over there with Rick, John, and Brent.
Well, it'd be...
Maybe we'll add a few more to it, Kevin.
Well, the way you played there, the way you played your career, and your family played, obviously you've set a standard in the league. but that was an interesting stat that you all were there at one time.
I think it's crazy that we all ended in Houston, though.
Yeah,
it's weird.
It is.
3 careers ending with one organization.
And that's something.
Weird.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, Miami's Eric Spoelstra is known for his focus and his devotion to work. How does he stay centered? Yoga. He said, I like it because you have to keep your eyes on your own mat. If you're not focused on the spot in front of you, you'll fall over. And Kevin, that mindfulness translates across the board.
Mindfulness. That's an interesting way to look at things, D.A. Spo is a great communicator. Knows how to certainly get through to his team. James Johnson's checked in for Miami. Johnson comes in for Goran Dragic. The Magic also changing it up. Wells, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Rogers. Waiters right side. Right side, good. Whiteside's got the lead up to 7 now for the Heat.
Yeah, 3 consecutive field goals have come right at the rim. The D had better start buckling down. And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
Pick by Harrell. Johnson outside. On the wing, Johnson. Harrell setting the pick for Johnson. The shot comes out, and it's the Magic taking it the other way. This, of course, their first chance to play Miami this season.
Yeah, and they came out with a W every time they played this squad last year. A stark contrast drawn between the conference's haves and have-nots.
And Waiters kicks to Harrell. Johnson against Payton. Here's Whiteside. That one off the back iron and out.
That's a great effort on defense. He definitely rushed his shot a little bit down low.
Now with Whiteside, no matter what he is doing, he is always setting the tone. The way he goes about defending the rim, it's like he's taking it personally that these guys are not going to score on him.
And you know what? He's a tone setter defensively. He gives his group confidence when he's on the floor. And, you know, teams are starting to realize you simply do not go at Whiteside. The block numbers might be down, but his defensive impact is as high as ever.
Adebayo is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Allen Williams, he's checked in for the Magic. Anderson comes in for Isaac. Orlando trailing here. And a wide open look for DJ. The Magic again can't hit. The Heat have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. Kicks to Johnson. Back to Johnson. Baseline jumper. Takes a big height bounce and goes in. And the Heat lead by 4.
One of the better shots in his arsenal. Someone has to rotate.
Over in the corner, Williams. Pass to DJ. It's good. Great play by Williams to set it up. DJ's got 10 points in just the second half. Second half here. We're just over 3.5 minutes into it. And Miami calls their first time out of the game. Defeated by the Pacers in their last game, they'll try to put that one behind them.
Just didn't like the energy level in that one, and that offensive execution also was lacking.
Now, they made a few shots, Greg, but just wildly inconsistent.
Marjanovic. The Heat trail by 3. So on the floor for Orlando, they've got DJ, Aaron Gordon out there with Isaac. Then it's Evan Fournier, and it's Rogers in at the point guard position. Now Winslow passes it to Guerrero. Here's Adebayo. Good ball movement here by the Heat. Here's Dragic from outside. The pass to Guerrero. There's the pick. Pick by Harrell. To the middle, off the screen, and that one is hammered home.
Now, some guys have a hard time finding their teammates in those possessions. Dragic is always looking to dish to get it to the open man. Now, the defense was solid there, smothering him close inside, and that's how you want to guard him.
Here's Guerrero, and he misses the go-ahead basket. Dishes to DJ. Releases. It's hauled in by the Heat.
Yeah, the defense cannot afford to be that lazy. You got to be up on the shooters at all times, especially at the mid-range.
Winslow, the pass to Dragic. Back to Winslow. He feeds it to Dragic. To the middle. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
Going to work on the inside now and causing all sorts of problems. DJ's not afraid to get physical on the low block.
And both free throws good for DJ. The Heat trail by 3. Pick by Harrell. Waiters outside. He kicks to Dragic. Winslow setting the pick for Dragic. 6 to shoot. Right side a screen. Dragic with a wide open look. The pick gave him all the room he needed, and he knocks down the J.
Well, when you have an outstanding point guard that's making outstanding decisions like Dragic does, it can be lethal. That's like milk on a hot day, just a bad decision. Absolutely no reason for him to be taking those shots.
Rogers passes to DJ. And Fournier kicks to DJ. And he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. They get Hassan Whiteside.
Applying some pressure there and getting himself to the free throw line. DJ's aggressiveness is paying off with that foul call.
And both free throws good for DJ.
A good guy to have on the free throw line when the score is close, and he takes care of business as usual.
Waiters with a screen on Rogers. Dragic kicks to Whiteside. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here. It's going to be on DJ.
Well, nice work on the interior from Whiteside there. His free throw game is a work in progress.
The kick out to Dragic. Tough sequence there. They just couldn't get it to fall.
And that was an easy one there. Just a missed opportunity.
Yeah, sometimes everything can go right, but the shot doesn't go down. Nothing there is automatic.
And I tell you what, DJ does not back away from the spotlight. When he's in rhythm, he's ready to shoot at any point in the game.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They're trailing by 5. There's 1:40 left in the 4th quarter. And now let's present our Jordan Player of the Game, DJ.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
And let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, during the last break, I listened to Eric Spoelstra address the team. He told them it's time for you to fight to get this lead. Let's bring this one home. Guys, we'll see if they have what it takes to get it done. Back to you.
And it's nice to see Whiteside stepping up in a big way with buckets like that.
DJ with it. Whiteside's there. He hits the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
Racking my brain to think about a player in the league who works harder than DJ. That work ethic is part of what makes him special. Perfect from the line. It's now a 2-possession game.
Now here's Dragic. Raiders for 3. And it's DJ with the rebound.
Well executed. Great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Well, it's like Thanksgiving out there, carving out space off the screen. Just couldn't complete the play.
Here's Waiters. Tries again. It's good. What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
And this is why they have him as their star player, Whiteside, with the ability to step up in the clutch.
Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
Man, the score being this close, you have to retain possession of the ball. You just can't give it away like that.
51 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Fournier against Waiters. And it's DJ with the rebound.
Really shocking he didn't take advantage of that golden opportunity there. He needs to be much better in that situation.
Gordon dishes to DJ. Pass to Rogers. Gordon with a screen on Dragic. Just 5 to shoot. Connects!
You cannot get any more clutch than that. DJ coming through with the play that just might win the game.
Now a timeout called by Miami. They trail by 5. There's 21 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Here's Waiters. Looking to get back on track here. Nails it!
Sneaky quickness allowing Waiters to penetrate through the defense to get the strong finish.
And they go to the intentional foul.
That's right. No other option but to foul and hope for some misses.
First free throw is good, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And he hits both free throws here. So now it's a 5-point game.
So important to just stay poised, go through your routine. He did a good job there of just keeping his composure and putting those two away.
It's money from deep.
Let's face it, with this guy, it is bombs away every chance he gets. You got to get up on Waiters.
And they need to stop the clock, so there's a foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
So he gets them both, and it's a 4-point ball game.
And really, these are some of the toughest calls an official has to make.
He doesn't hit the first, and that was the one they really wanted. He's got one more, though.
Well, we know about him being the 4th overall pick in the draft, and Waiters still trying to find a role on this team.
And so the big win by Orlando in a tight game. This was a hard-fought, well-earned victory for him, Greg. They really had to work for this win.
That's a good point. I mean, at the end, with the crowd amped up, everyone in the building kind of rooting against you, but they stood tall and pulled it out.
Well said. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Congrats on the win. Now, you got it going offensively. How did you create looks for yourself against the defense?
Thanks so much. I tried to find the spaces and the gaps that they may be slow to cover. And when we have the ball moving around like the team did today, it's easy.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that'll do it, folks. For Brent Barry, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. So long.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Ooh, it's spooky spooky tonight.
Why?
Happy Halloween, everybody. Oh, on Halloween.
Yes, it is.
Very good. Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Shaquille O'Neal.
Ernie.
We're putting our costumes on later. How are you going? What are you going to be for Halloween?
I'm wearing a mask right now.
Oh, man, stop.
Okay.
Happy Halloween, everybody. And it's Halloween, and always fun early in the NBA season, Smitty, in the spirit of All Hallows Eve. Do you have any costumes you wore as a kid and ask yourself, what was I thinking when I put that on?
I think one year I was Casper the Ghost. And it really wasn't a costume. It was kind of this sheet.
Yeah?
I don't know what I was thinking, but maybe it wasn't up to me. It was probably up to my mom and dad. They probably put me in there. But looking at those old pictures, I'm asking them, what were they thinking? Because I know what I'm thinking right now.
Yeah, all right, Casper, thanks. Good answer. Now the starting group for Orlando. Peyton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Allen Williams out there with DJ, and it's Isaac in at the 3 spot. Orlando on D. It's a 3-point game. They come in fresh off a win against the Heat.
Yeah, struggled to shoot the basketball in that game, but still found a way, if you will. I mean, they had to pick up the slack in a lot of other areas, and they did.
You're not going to be on all the time, and they were prepared for that and scraped and clawed their way to a victory.
Kicks to Fournier. Peyton dishes to DJ. And it's good off the back of the rim and in.
Cool and steady from mid-range. DJ looking comfortable working that in-between area.
Let's send it out to David Aldridge, who caught up with head coach Fred Hoiberg. Dave?
Well, Kevin, he said for them to be successful, they have to act like, and I quote, a swarm of angry bees, unquote, every time the ball goes into the post. If they don't, he thinks they're going to be in for a long night. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks. Now here's Levine. He's coming off a 13-point game against Milwaukee.
And you like to see this from Levine, attacking in the paint with confidence.
And DJ with the basket on the assist by Peyton. DJ's got his second bucket tonight.
No one rotating over to help on the mismatch. Easy lay-in.
Now Dellavedova. Mirotic, a screen on Fournier. He used that pick to perfection. Levine's got 5 points so far.
Yeah, 3 for 4 now. I like the pace for them on offense.
And Fournier kicks to Peyton. 9 feet out. And it's DJ missing.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one. And you look at the post-up bangers who don't block shots at a high level. More and more we're seeing teams relegate them to that 6-man role off the bench. It'll be interesting to see how that affects a guy like Vucevic who fits that description.
Now here's Levine. 5 points in the game. And count it, and a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Attacking with purpose. Levine takes the contact, finishes strong, now goes to the line for one more.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Well, whenever you watch the Bulls, you can't help but think back to their golden age. I remember those days. The 90 Bulls are arguably one of the best teams ever. Hard to argue with the greatness of those teams.
Here's Dellavedova after the Magic pick up 2. And again, it's the Bulls from deep.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
And Mirotic sends it back. Now here is Dellavedova, covered by Payton. He gives them a double-digit lead. 11 points for Zach LaVine. And Smitty, you got to play against Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in the 90s. Just what was it like going up against them during their peak as a team?
A nightmare. The reason why you had two wing defenders in Jordan and Pippen who could guard the basketball. And then you had both those guys that were excellent on offense. And at the end of the game, they had the greatest closer of all time, in my opinion, in MJ.
Catching up on the changes for Chicago. Felicios checked in for Vucevic. Gay comes in for Denzel Valentine. And Andrew Harrison subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. The Magic trail by 9. Gordon with no one around. Mirajic grabs the miss.
The open mid-range jump shot. He knows he has to hit that one.
And the foul called on DJ. That'll be his second foul of the game.
And that's his second foul already, and that's going to...
The Bulls leading by 7. Matthew Dellavedova is out there with LaVine. Then there's Valentine. And it's Vucevic. And it's Gay in at the 4. That's the 5 out there for the Bulls.
Another one for Zach. He has a scorer's mentality. Very dangerous when he gets into rhythm.
And DJ throws it down.
And no doubt they'd love to see him get a lot more of those opportunities.
And that deficit will go away quickly if he does, Greg. Now here is Dellavedova. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Shot off the pick. Gay can't get it to go. The Magic trail by 8. And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, DJ in the last matchup against the Heat got the job done. He finished with 30 points, and along with what he did on offense, he had a big defensive night as well. It's safe to say he's out of his funk after a game like that, and we'll see if he can keep it rolling tonight, Kevin.
Thanks, David, for another reminder of just what an unbelievable performance that was.
One that everyone's still talking about tonight. He dominated that game in just about every way possible.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what he's got in store for us tonight. Maybe he tops himself again. I think he just might do it.
12 straight points off of three-pointers, and the D looks shell-shocked.
You think back when Fred Hoiberg was a player in the NBA, great shooter who had a strong knowledge of the game. Not too surprised he ended up as a coach.
And it's the Bulls with the ball. Following the bucket by Orlando. Picked by Vucevic. LaVine wide open. They get it back.
You won't see him miss many of these. A wide open look from distance.
DJ with it. Now guarded by Vucevic. And stolen by Valentine. Feeds it to LaVine. Dishes it to Dellavedova. Back to LaVine. They set the screen. Vucevic, a screen on Fournier. Shot clock at 3. Here's LaVine. And too long on the shot. The Magic trail by 9. There's 1:17 left to play here in the second quarter. That shot off the mark. Good on the 13-footer. LaVine's got the lead up to 11 now for the Bulls.
Once he's dialed in, helping to dictate the flow of this game.
And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle, and 2 shots coming up. That one on Vucevic.
Well, the one thing you'll notice about DJ off the court, almost always wears his headphones, either on his head or around his neck.
Chicago making some changes. Mirajic comes in for Rudy Gay. And Chris Dunn subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Biombo, he's checked in for Allen Williams. Aaron Gordon comes in for Isaac. Wells, he's checked in for Fournier. And Rogers subbed in for Payton. Now, here's Dunn. 6 points for him. Misses that one. His first miss of the night, 2 for 3.
And this is obviously where you'd like to see a 2-for-1.
End of quarter, great time to squeeze out an extra possession.
It's 9 seconds separating the shot clock and game clock.
As the game has gone along, they've gotten more and more aggressive on the backboard.
The Magic trail by 11. Pass to Rogers. Magic moving the ball around. The dish now to DJ. Shoots from the elbow. Chicago grabs the miss. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Orlando this season.
And here we go. The first in what will be a 3-game season series between the two teams.
Both teams will be fighting hard in all these games. They can't split this series.
And so it's the Chicago Bulls holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take a break. They're pounding. Thanks for the great interview, David. And we'll be back for the third quarter. And welcome back to the second half of our Halloween broadcast. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
And I love the game plan in that first half. They really valued each possession.
You know what? It's hard to do. Staying focused and disciplined with your approach.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up for the second half. And so in the game for the Magic, Payton and Fournier are the 1 and the 2. Williams is out there with Isaac, and it's DJ in at the center. Steve, you talk about the value of versatility in the NBA. It's never been higher than I think right now, wouldn't you say?
You're right, Kevin. The reason why is back in the day, a big guy got the rebound. A point guard or a guard would have to come back to bring the basketball up. Now, you see a guy like Anthony Davis, Al Horford, DeMarcus Cousins. They grab the rebound, and you see as a shooting guard and the point guard, they getting out and sprinting because they know they have a guy that can bring it up and make the right play at his size.
He's gone 2 for 2 at the line so far.
He was extremely sharp at the free throw line in their last outing.
The Bulls leading by 13. Outside, LaVine. And the foul called on DJ. And that'll be his third foul so far. About 1 minute played here in the second half. Mirotic, the screen. Here's Valentine, and a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
Yeah, the defender all over him.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the night right now. First one falls for him. He's perfect from the line this time. Time called here. The Magic decide to talk it over. You look at Zach LaVine, he's really been playing well.
I mean, the ridiculous production from beyond the arc. They have to find a way to cool him down.
With this break, we have a chance to break down where the assist has been coming from tonight between the front and back court for the Magic.
And really, their guards have been the ones that have done the bulk of the passing and shot creation. Sometimes the ball handlers will look to score more down the stretch. We'll see if that becomes more of a focus.
You're right. That's another one for DJ. He's definitely got it going tonight.
Dellavedova with the ball. He's been patient so far. Nothing yet on the scoreboard. Picked by Vucevic. LaVine for 3, and it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. Dellavedova's got assist number 5 here tonight. The Magic trail by 16. The 15-footer, and it's Orlando with another.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
The Bulls have gone 3 of 3 from the field since halftime. Pass to Mirotic. Back to Dellavedova. And the foul called on DJ. That will get him his 4th foul of the game.
This could be a problem. That's his 4th foul with plenty of basketball left to play.
Felicia's checked in for the Bulls. Harrison comes in for Matthew Dellavedova. And a switcher also for Orlando. Marjanovic is checked in. Orlando on D. They trail by 14. Got it. Nice one there from LaVine.
And the D has gotten a little bit laxed here defending the triple.
Last game for Chicago, it was a loss to the Bucks in Milwaukee.
And, you know, this can happen on the road. You're out defending guys who have just gotten into a comfort zone playing at home.
Well, you have to have an aggressive mindset, and you have to try to disrupt their rhythm.
On the wing, LaVine. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. Not going to go that time, so Orlando will take it the other way.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Second chance shot, and Marjanovic with the layup. Marjanovic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
And here's Levine. 28 points for him. With a step back, and it's DJ with the rebound. DJ's got 4 rebounds in this game. They get a hand on it, and stolen by Valentine. Here we go, one-on-one. Here's Harrison, got a hand on it. They recover it. Felicio with the bucket. 1:44 left to play in the third. And it's DJ missing. The Bulls leading by 15. Valentine wide open, he fires, and the Bulls tack on 2 more. For Orlando, they've gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. And that one is good from DJ.
His marksmanship this quarter has been unbelievable, yet they still trail in this game.
Harrison kicks to Mirotic. Mirotic sets the screen for Levine. From past the arc. And it's Orlando with the rebound. DJ's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. It's going to go on Nikola Mirotic.
Off the dribble drive, one of the best ways in this league to get fouled. DJ taking advantage of it.
Chicago making some changes. Rudy Gay's checked in for Valentine, and Chris Dunn subbed in for Zach LaVine. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Biyombo is checked in for Marjanovic. Gordon comes in for Isaac. Wells, he's checked in for Evan Fournier. And Rogers subbed in for Payton. Harrison offline with his 3. The Magic trail by 14. Fires it up. And it's DJ missing.
Unfortunately for him, the defense is slow to react, but he couldn't make them pay.
It's deflected.
And there's a certain art to blocking shots without fouling. DJ with perfect timing.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And so he draws the foul on the shot. A trip to the line to shoot 2. He's had 5 chances at the line, gone 4 for 5. Free throw good, DJ. So after making the first, he goes 1 for 2. Here's Dunn. 6 points for him. He feeds it to Gay. Passes it to Vucevic. With 1 on the clock. And the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. And here at the end of the third quarter, it's a double-digit ball game. Bulls out front. They lead by 13. And time for the short break, and stay right where you are. The fourth quarter is coming up next. Moments ago from the huddle, let's listen in on head coach Fred Hoiberg.
Better contest, better contest. All right.
Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Felicio. Valentine comes in for Rudy Gay. And Levine subbed in for Dunn. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. DJ is checked in for Bismack Biyombo. Isaac comes in for Alan Williams. Evan Fournier is checked in for Wells. And it's Elfrid Payton in for Rogers. We've got Valentine. Vucevic is out there with Mirotic. Then it's Zach LaVine. And it's Dellavedova in at the point. So that's the 5 in the game for Chicago. And it's blocked by Mirotic. And the foul called on DJ. That's his 5th foul. A little over 2.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth quarter. Every NBA player, Steve, believes in themselves, but some take it to the extreme. When they're on, they're on. And when they're off and cold, they just kind of lose interest, it seems. Which players do you think have this irrational confidence, if you want to call it that?
I think J.R. Smith, every shot, any shot, anywhere he feels is going in, and he will still take shots. He has amnesia. He could be 0 for 10 and keep shooting the basketball. Jamal Crawford is another guy. Those guys, they keep firing. Damian Lillard, they will keep shooting because they feel the next shot is going in.
The Bulls leading by 15. Outside, Levine. They double him with DJ. Mirotic has a wide open look. But he recovers it. He kicks it to Vucevic. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him.
And guys, what we saw here tonight is one side having everything going for them. Huge margin of victory for the Bulls.
They found a great rhythm from long range.
Yeah, Kevin, every time they left a man open deep, he'd get a good shot at the basket. Didn't hesitate, and that aggression paid off.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year.
And once it becomes official, this win gives them a nice confidence boost against this team. They'll face them twice more this season.
And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Zach LaVine.
Every inch of the floor was his tonight as he came out and injected an energy into every play.
Well, Steve, it's something that everyone has a different opinion on. How do you feel about the current amount of years a player has to play in college before they enter the NBA draft?
Well, Kevin, I look at it this way: is I like the notion that people have been throwing around that you're able to come out of high school and go to NBA. But if you choose to go to college, you must play 2 years. So I'm leaning toward and researching and looking at that. I think I'm on board with that because there are some guys should have the opportunity straight out of high school, and there are some guys I think need college. So I think if they can balance that out, and I think that's the way I would be leaning.
I like that perspective. And DJ throws it down.
This is when DJ's at his best, when he's playing with an aggressive mindset.
29 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Here's Harrison. Buries the long-range jumper. And the Bulls lead by 12.
And they've earned this one, showing an ability to dominate in front of their home crowd.
You know, you feel on top of the world when it happens as a player, just the relationship you have with the fans.
And now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Zach LaVine.
And guys, no doubt who our pick was going to be. He's made everyone else on the court look like they're playing at half speed. It's been total domination, and you can't help but just sit back and admire that performance.
He's played up to his full potential tonight, and he's been playing to the crowd, too. He loves being the star attraction, even if it doesn't happen on a regular basis. The clock now can just run out for the Bulls. And the foul called on DJ. And so he's picked up his final foul, and he will sit for the rest of this game. Here's Gay. Now, here's Dunn. And so Chicago takes this one, and by a big margin. A confident win, and one where they clearly showed the greater effort.
Yeah, I mean, it was a solid performance, particularly here at home. I think they built off that edge of being here and playing with just a little more confidence than their opponent.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanking you for being with us. We'll see you later.
Spinelli.
Mr. DJ.
DJ, you got to get me off this wall.